Well, Shaggers, here we are again. Another year over, and with the 2025 season already underway, it started off as a fairly disastrous effort. All that's left to say is, welcome to the year-end Shag of the Year 2024. Come with me, let's take a look back at the year.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
So 2024, a year of retention for some. Some were retaining water, others were retaining titles. Some people will look back fondly as a year of success. Others will look back at this year as one to forget, move on from. 2025, start fresh. So let's see who the winners and losers are of 2024.
I don't know what's happening. This whole week people have asked me what am I doing here. I simply don't know, and I'm just here doing things.
So let's start this off with Paul Spraggs. Once upon a time, the Dual Masters and Open winner. Holder of both the jacket and claret jug, Paul Spraggs was once upon a time one of the greats. Unfortunately, 2024 wasn't Paul's year. His move to Bathgate really prohibited him from ever achieving true greatness this year. And many have asked, can Paul ever really climb his way back to the top? The very pinnacle of golf, where he once stood. Only time will tell. Perhaps 2025 will be a better year for Paul. Paul can take comfort in one thing though. 2024 was at least 1 year where Paul achieved something of notable success. Probably a record that may stand the test of time for decades to come. Paul Spraggs achieved more yardage from dropped balls off the tee than from drivers off the tee this year. Incredible record. Will anyone be able to beat it? Who knows? Let's hope the future's bright for Paul and his new. So next up, we have the one and only Shagger of the Year himself currently, Jamie. Creator of Shagger of the Year Invitational, an incredibly successful tournament from this year, rounding out what I can only assume will be now titled the new Triple Crown for the Shaggers Tour, one of the 3 major events of the year. What more can be said about Jamie? I mean, had an excellent year in a lot of ways. Dominated Renfrew, defeating Big Willie and all the other Shaggers from out of absolutely nowhere, to be honest. Achieving a Magic 2 at Dundonald. What a feat that was. Net 0. Might even have been a net -1, to be honest. Who the hell knows what the math in that was. In front of astonished onlookers, who were even more astonished when they found out what Jamie's handicap was. Unbelievable stuff. And then to top it all off, Jamie's hosting this year's Shag of the Year at his home and generously said that he would pay for strippers for all the Shaggers as part of his entertainment package he's putting on. It's beautiful stuff. Beautiful. It really does make you a top Shagger. Unfortunately though, Jamie once again never showed up for any of the majors. Disappointing in all of them. You really got to turn up when it counts, Jamie. That's what's holding you back at the moment. But worse. Catastrophically worse. Almost bringing the entire tour into disrepute. Jamie decided they had to ask the legend, Shane Lowry a question. Shane Lowry that was currently dominating the leaderboard in the Open. And that question, well, I think it just knocked his confidence. Shane Lowry fell away. The Shaggers had to do damage control. And ultimately, Jamie destroyed any chance at retaining the coveted Mermaid. 2024 was a year of up and downs for Jamie. But unfortunately, the highs, while high, didn't negate the lows. They were far, far, far too low.
1. Number 2. Number 1. Number 2.
About the same. Number 1 might be a tiny bit better.
So that brings us on to Shagger John. Always consistent. How can we not talk of how well his year really started? Retaining pink jacket. Becoming the first Shagger to achieve back-to-back majors, along with one other later that we'll mention later. John had an unbelievable start to his year. And while John has proven throughout the years that he's consistent with his golf, a lot of the rest of the year, John had a relatively quiet year, failing to attend as much golf as he had in the past. Work must have got in the way, unbelievably, because John wasn't out in the course every afternoon. He wasn't putting in the hours and the numbers that he had been in the past. And ultimately, I think that cost him. His golf fell away a little bit. Never quite reached the peaks of the start of the season. John was going to have a relatively quiet year for the rest of the year. John Howard did rise again, briefly, at the Shaggers Invitational Tour. Night out. Now John hit peak performance in drinking and almost, maybe, took down his closest rival for Shag of the Year this year by causing Colin McGrath to require a taxi home early and missing the curry. Dramatic scenes it was. Some would say that underhanded tactics by John, using his incredible drinking abilities. Some would say an intervention is required. Others would encourage John to carry on. Only time will tell who's going to be right in that questions. But such is life. Sadly, however, for a lot of the Shaggers, John, at the start of the year, really fucked his chances. As John did retain the pink jacket, but desecrated the sacred pink jacket by branding a phallic symbol on it. This did not go down well with the other Shaggers. Disappointment all round. And unless John's managed to repair this once coveted jacket, he may have ruined it forever. Sadly, this one act has probably ruined John's chances at becoming Shag of the Year once again. So that brings us on to Colin McGrath. What a year Colin had, to be honest. Starting off, much like John, with the retention of a major, the Claret Jug. Colin's really put in the hours this year. Kept his golf game consistent, been competitive in most tournaments. But Colin has to look back at this year as a missed opportunity. Almost all the shaggers put in mediocre years of golf. And yet, Colin failed to win all 3 majors. They were there for the take. But once again, the pink jacket eluded him. And he was never particularly close in the Shaggers Invitational, unfortunately. But what Colin can take heart in is that while John did prevent him from making the Curry, which is definitely a huge mark against him, Colin did somehow manage to recover from that to go on to have an incredible round the following day. A recovery worthy of Lazarus himself. Colin rose from the ashes, a broken man, reputation tarnished, and put in an even par round. Might even have been better than an even par round. Around Loch Green. An incredible feat. And while recent events, such as the announcement by Donald Trump that only women can compete in women's golf or women's sport, has probably inhibited Colin's long-term plans, has to be said, Colin had an excellent 2024 and is definitely the danger man for 2025 unless the Shaggers can up their numbers. But will Colin be my Shagger of the Year? So this is it. Shagger of the Year 2024. Who rose to the top? Who's worthy of raising that nightmarish mermaid trophy and saying they are Shagger of the Year 2024? Well, let's review. It's unlikely to be Paul. He's going to have to up his numbers next year. But his move back to Renfrew gives him a chance. There's no chance of it being Jamie. We can't forgive that. That Shane Lowry event will go down as one of the darkest days of the Shaggers Tour. It's unlikely to be John. Did some good things, but the desecration of the pink jacket, and truth be told, the TikToks just haven't been up to standards this year. I think we've lost viewership, and that's income for the tour. John's going to have to up his game for next year. So you're probably sitting there thinking that just leaves one. Colin McGirt, doesn't it? Is Colin Shagger of the Year 2024? What a year he had, like I say. Could have won it all. Could have fell just at the Curry. But my Shagger of the Year 2024 is Big Willie. Yeah! A man that has epitomised the Shaggers for years. Turned up at one tournament, represented brilliantly. And like most Shaggers, has been beat by Jamie's handicap alone. Controversially beat by Jamie's handicap alone. Big Willie. The man, the myth, the legend. Well deserved.
I don't feel like posting anything today, but I have to post something. Here is a photo of me smiling. That's it. See you tomorrow.
But we all know Jamie. There's no chance that he's invited Willie along to this today. Shocking decorum from Jamie, to be honest. It's lucky he's paying for those strippers later on. But because Willie's not going to be there, and I have to choose from one of the other four, This year's Shag of the Year is probably Cormier. Well earned.
What's happening? What's happening? Hey, hey, boy, Lil Jon. Lil Jon. Pick your meat, click. What's up, Phony? What's happening? What's up, Sean Paul?